Darkcast Network. Welcome to the dark side of podcasting.
All right. Welcome to Castles and Cryptids, where the castles are haunted and the cryptids are cryptic as fuck. And I'm your host, Alanna.
And I'm Kelsey.
And this is episode 136, Tainted Love. Doing that intro just totally reminded me of something that I don't know if I advise you ever to do on Spotify, and that's read the captions, like the auto-generated
God.
transcript from our episodes, which they do now.
I noticed that was a feature. I've never looked at it.
Because, I was going to one of our episodes on Spotify or whatever, and then it was popping up in the corner. I was on the desktop one, so it has like a lot of room, right? So it just was popping them up in the corner. And I was like, it says the cryptids are cryptid as fuck. And like, it just mishears us and stuff. And of course it spelled my name wrong because Alanna, you don't know if it says 2 N's or 1.
Yeah, I had a lady at work. She was returning something without a receipt, and I had to get her ID, and it was like, you have the same name as my best friend, and it's spelled the same. And she's like, really? And I was like, yeah, 2 N's.
The right way. 1 L, 2 N's.
Yeah.
None of this 2 L, 1 N, and an H bullshit. No. That's fine if that's if you're that kind of Alanna.
Yeah, I told her there's some weird spellings of my name too that I run across. So
it's true. I had a Kelsey with an S-I-E the other day at work.
Yep. I've had that. I've had S-E-E, I think is probably the weirdest I've seen.
Yeah. That's inventive.
I've had a K-E-L-C-E-Y, a C-I-E.
Huh.
Like,
yeah. They really go all out. I mean,
and
people
then
just
some
try to
people
outdo each other these days.
And then some people that just don't hear a K, they hear a CH, and suddenly my name's Chelsea. Even though
my
that's
God.
a very different sound than Kelsey.
No, it doesn't matter. On the phones, everybody has their almost like work name that they get called on the phone. So for one example, I work with a girl whose first name is, it's unusual. It's actually Kren, K-R-E-N, but she most often gets Karen. She probably gets Corinne and stuff like that too. But like, I'll get like Elena, I don't know, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Anna, whatever. Yeah.
But it doesn't help. I have people that literally you can see my name tag and then they still like Chelsea or something. I'm like, no, like you can see my name spelled.
I know sometimes people ask me again when they didn't hear it, what was your name again? I'm like, Alanna. Oh, okay. And then they just carry on. It's like, oh, you really needed to know, hey. You usually don't need to know unless you're mad at the person you're talking to on the phone.
Right?
And
yeah.
What was your name again? And your supervisor? No.
Well, I have to sometimes give it because I'm a supervisor. So if I'm telling somebody on the phone, oh yeah, come in, and there's too many of us for us to like leave a note, be like, hey, if this person comes in, so you kind of just have to be like, tell them you talked to me, and here's my name. Like,
I can see that. There's no central system for customer complaints.
It's too many. We have like 13 managers, so.
Oh, good Lord.
And there's 5, 6, 7, 8 supervisors. So like
at one location or whatever.
At one store. That's how much is going on. It's crazy.
Nothing about too many cooks in the kitchen.
It's needed, honestly. There could be more supervisors.
I suppose, hey, yeah. You can definitely feel it if you don't have adequate management. But no, just not to veer off too much. But it was funny because I was watching the transcript thing, and then
Yeah.
Oh God, what was it? Oh, it was the stalker crimes one. And we were like, it said one of us was like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Like soccer crimes. And we were like, yeah, yeah. And I was like, no,
Soccer crimes.
soccer crimes. Like FIFA shit. No.
Yeah.
That's not what we were talking about at all.
But
Um,
jot this down. We could do Olympic crimes,
that's
Olympic
true.
athlete
I
crimes.
think
Because
I
there's
wrote
that
down
one
a li-
dude.
Yes. I believe I've written that down as a topic because there's like, yeah, there's
Yeah.
the cheating scandals, like the Russians, and when they put it like, were putting in their fake
Mm,
pee so that they wouldn't get caught for the steroids and stuff. And like,
damn.
oh yeah. Um, fuck yeah, that's funny. But no,
Yeah.
maybe we'll just have to enunciate more and they'll get the words right.
Maybe. I know the
Um,
auto-generated captions on YouTube are awful, like
yeah.
99% of the time. So,
Yes, because it's not a person doing it, I don't believe,
yeah.
with that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Some of
Yeah,
it
that can make a
isn't.
big
Some
difference.
of the what? The Watcher Entertainment, the two guys, or I guess it's technically three of them
Okay.
from BuzzFeed,
Hmm.
that did like the
Okay.
unsolved, paranormal and true crime stuff.
Right.
Uh, they do their own captions, so it's always correct, and they'll put stuff, so it'll be like their little intro, and they'll be like, here are banshees in the distance, or so and so screaming, like. So they're doing their own captions all the time,
Wow.
so it's accurate because they add stuff sometimes in the bottom that if you don't have the captions on, you don't see. So that's pretty funny.
Right.
Yeah,
Well, good for them because yeah, you could get it can get
it's a
pretty messed
lot.
up. Yeah, I heard about that, especially with the captions for the Critical Role guys because it's like a fake world they talk about because it's Dungeons and Dragons and it's this guy's
Yeah,
own made up place names and stuff. It's like, well, of course it's not going to get the right like spellings and
no.
all your captions and shit of your like fake places and stuff. But yeah, I think that they switched over from that like getting them auto generated to doing it themselves or something because yeah, I could see how that
Yeah.
would be annoying. That's your product. But hilarious though because it's like misheard song lyrics to me and that shit I just find so
Yes,
funny.
it's great.
Like I recently this one Metallica song, I could have sworn he was saying it sounds so stupid now. That the one line started with kiss me with tongue. So it turns out that's not what he was saying at all.
No, what was he
It's
saying? Do
like
you remember?
pierce me with thorns or it's like totally
Oh,
different. Or it's like pierce me with the I don't know, it's like a whole word but I only heard half the word like it's like
oh,
oh
yeah,
that word continued so that was more than
just trails off. Yeah,
oh my god, anyway. But
Gordo
yeah, I was
came
telling
back again.
Gordo the cat came back the very next
The
moment.
third time in like 15 minutes, he's left the room and come back.
Yeah, he's not even the cat from the cat came back the very next day.
Yeah.
But he misses mama.
Yeah. I was busy doing stuff between dishes and laundry and going
Yes.
grocery shopping and everything. I didn't have much time where I was like sitting down. But
Yeah. And then he can't sit on your lap.
yeah.
Or in Fenn's case, my feet or whatever he can get on.
Yeah, he's a foot warmer.
Or it's so funny how sometimes Pat will get up from his spot in the love seat and the dog will get up from where he's laying and go lay with his back over to where Pat's feet were. So like he like blocks Pat from sitting back in his like seat.
I like
He'll be
that.
so stealth too. It'll be like 2 minutes and be like, I'm just gonna quietly get up and move over here. And he likes to have his back up against something because he'll do it to our bed too, like at night
Oh,
and
okay.
in the morning. Say after Pat gets up, he'll like, I'm gonna come around and lay up against the bed, and then you can feel the whole bed move because he's fat ass as he hits the baseboards.
Jeez. Yeah.
I love my big
That's
fur
funny.
baby.
Yeah.
All right, well, we're going to talk about some horrible things today, so we had to give it some levity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We call this like anti-Valentine's Day? I don't know. This episode.
How not to love.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. Not gonna lie, mine's gonna be pretty awful, but yeah, what can you expect?
Mine's actually not too bad. It's also pretty short, so yeah.
Oh, okay.
I thought
There's a lot of
I'd take it
directions we could
easy
have
on
gone.
myself. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be hard. Like there can be some pretty heavy ones that you are like, oh, couples who kill and things, other things that we've touched on before, and you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know who you picked, I don't think.
No.
I was gonna say on here, because I was telling you about the TikTok that I put out. The ticklish TikTok that I put out.
Oh God, no.
And someone had commented on our last one and said that they found us and now found our podcast and stuff. So they were following us on TikTok now. And
Yay!
presumably listening
Welcome.
to episodes. So I was like, woo, woo. Yes,
Welcome.
thank you.
Welcome. Yay!
Yes, welcome anyone who finds us on TikTok or any of our other ventures that we're trying out.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's exciting. Yeah, it was fun. I don't know, I think it was just on a fun fact sheet I had printed out or something, but it was about these Russian palaces and the foot ticklers they employed. Like, I mean, they had court jesters and stuff, so like, why am I not that surprised, right?
I don't know. I can barely stand touching my own feet. I couldn't even get a pedicure. Like I can't stand people touching my feet. So
well, who likes and then they're tickling with the feather, but it's like this thing of who actually likes being tickled is what most people say. Is that like
weirdos?
Tickled in your armpits sucks.
Yeah,
it's abuse. No.
Yeah, I hate that.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So there's my little shout out plug to TikTok.
No. My skin's crawling just thinking about it. I took my socks off before we started recording, and now I'm just like, what if somebody's hiding under the desk and they're gonna tickle my feet? It's like a horror movie.
All right, tell me about your case. Sorry, I'll ramble.
Did you pick a love triangle as well? I don't know if we said like.
No, just really just two.
No? Oh, okay. Well, I think I had said I was gonna try and pick a love triangle, and I did.
I'm sure there's a few to choose from.
Yeah, this one I ran across. It was like a listicle kind of thing of 11 love triangles that ended horribly or something.
Oh, I wonder if I know it. Okay.
Some clickbait title. I don't think you know this one specifically, but it's what do they normally call it? They normally call it the Katie love triangle because it takes place in Katy. Yeah, Katy. It takes place in Katy, Texas. That's why. So they call it. Yeah.
Okay, I'm not too sure.
And it happened in 2015. And the reason,
pretty recent.
part of the reason I picked this case is the age of the people involved. I thought was, I don't want to say hilarious, considering I feel, but
you just did.
I don't know. They're just a lot older than you expect. People killing other people and in a love triangle, but
septuagenarian crimes.
Yeah, I mean,
God. Okay, we both picked kind of recent ones, actually.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah. Tie-in.
Yeah, so 2015, I didn't really reread this, so it might be all over the place. There isn't a lot of information about this one, but
same. I felt same.
It all. Oh my God, Gordo! Fuck. so annoying today.
As the
Holy
laptop
shit.
flaps and shakes around.
Oh, he's been driving me insane all day. I was trying to be on the phone with my mom, and every few minutes I was like, fuck off, Gordo. Like, stop doing that.
If I had
Okay.
$1 for every time you said that.
Right? Okay.
Fuck off, Gordo.
So,
Meow! And then you just hear him thump thump.
toss. Like
my
throwing
favorite.
a sandbag. Okay, so 2015, 78-year-old Dennis Patrick Gibson ends up shooting
my.
and killing his longtime friend, 66-year-old Vernon Berger. He shot him in the stomach.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
And he also shot his wife, Jacqueline, who was 66. They were married for about the last 23 years, so they had gotten married, when she was 43, and he was 55. So, like, they had been together a good amount of years, but...
And then his friend is also shot. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm seeing how it
Thankfully,
is.
his wife, Jacqueline, ended up surviving being shot.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Was she shot in the stomach?
No, she was shot in the back of the head twice.
Oh my god.
Or no, she was shot in the back of the head once, and then another time in the arm, I think it was. And he was shot, I think Dennis was just shot once, and it was or not Dennis, sorry. Vernon, I think he was shot once, and it was in the stomach.
Wow. That's a
yeah,
bad
but
place to be shot.
Yeah, exactly.
Slow.
Hard to recover from.
Yeah, but also not quick. Yeah. Not
No.
quick.
So I have some of the information from an article off of, I don't know what this is, probably some sort of like local news. It was khou.com.
Oh, okay.
I don't know. The article was by Michelle Homer. And it said, after the shooting, neighbors described Vernon Berger, 66, as a good church-going man. He had been married to his bedridden wife for 31 years. He had often brought her roses, which is sweet.
Okay.
They said, quote, you hear people all the time when something happens to someone, they say how nice they were, but this was a really good guy. So it's very shocking. I'd quote.
Damn.
Detectives. This broke my heart. It said detectives had to tell Vernon's widow 6 times that he was dead before she understood.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she did not understand. I don't know if she was probably just in shock. I would be.
Sounds like she was not well if she was bedridden. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what all was going on. They didn't say anything specific about it, but yeah.
He's dead. What's that, Sonny? He's dead. Sorry. Oh my lord.
So Dennis, the guy that was shooting everybody, he ended up pleading guilty to killing Vernon at trial in 2014.
Okay, wow.
Yeah, he elected for the court to do some sort of like assessing his punishment after they had conducted a pre-sentencing investigation. And his sentencing took place fairly recently. It was in January of 2020. So it took like 5 years before he actually got his sentence. After the crime.
Long.
Yeah, because his original trial that he pled guilty at was in August of 2019, which is still like 4 years after the shooting happened.
Okay, so the original one gets delayed and then COVID.
Yeah. Yeah, pretty much. Dennis claimed that he was pushed to his limit when he discovered that Vernon and Jacqueline were having an affair.
Okay, yeah, that tracks. You said love triangle, and then the poor
With
wife was bedridden.
Yeah, he was having a 78-year-old Dennis was shocked to learn that his 66-year-old wife Jacqueline was having an affair with a much younger man, as so many articles put it, the 66-year-old Vernon
Much
Berger.
younger.
It's like,
Well,
well,
how old is
yeah,
she? She
she's
was
66, but the guy's 12 years younger than her husband. So,
than her husband.
yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay, whatever. So closer to her own age, whatever.
Yeah. Well, it's
Well,
exactly her own age, but it was just funny because they're like a
yeah.
much younger man compared to him. Yeah.
Well, who are you gonna have an affair with? A much older man than your much older husband already? Then you're
Yeah.
getting into
Affair, he's 88. Like, what?
a real geriatric territory. Yeah. I'd like to point out I
Oh,
was right. The one guy is a septuagenarian because he's in his 70s.
yeah, he's almost in his 80s.
Dang. Some people just
Damn.
keep strong and,
Yeah.
smart as a whip up until their last days.
Yeah.
Mm.
So some more information I had was from, what is this, cron.com, an article by Christy Nix, who,
Okay.
this is stuff mostly about the trial that happened. Said his defense attorney argued that Jacqueline set the stage by, quote, rubbing her husband's nose in the affair and bringing the two men face to face together that day. It was, they believed, to be intentional, the attack, like that she orchestrated it
Okay.
or something.
Well, do we know if they knew each other already?
Yeah, they were like lifelong friends. The
Oh,
two
right, the two
guys.
guys are
Yeah.
friends. Okay, yeah,
Yeah.
sorry, there wasn't a
And
lot of background.
no, I have it kind of after.
Okay.
Um, so at the trial, the attorney said there's no angels in this case, but there's certainly one demon, and she still thinks she's the victim. She had
Oh, boy.
multiple affairs during their marriage, and it wasn't about being in love.
No, I guess not.
Yeah. So the attorney, David Ryan, said that he thought the sentence was fair, but maintained that Gibson was also a victim. So that's Dennis, was also a victim in the passion-fueled crime brought on when his wife's lover came to the couple's home to pick her up for a weekend to celebrate his birthday at a Louisiana casino.
Oh.
Yeah.
Came right to the house to pick her
Yeah,
up.
like pulled up out front to pick her up so they could go away together for the weekend.
Well, that was bold.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, doesn't seem like that's something you'd want to do if you want to keep that a secret.
No, they were kind of past that point.
Ugh,
So the
dang.
attorney continues saying, I had no problem with him getting prison time for his actions. He could have gotten a divorce lawyer. He could have stayed away. And the solution was not to grab a gun and shoot people. But the lack of
No?
responsibility for everyone else involved in this was stunning. She really doesn't believe she did anything wrong.
Oh, great.
So that's like the defense attorney.
The defense attorney. Okay.
Yeah.
Great.
So during the trial, Jacqueline recounted the day of the shooting, saying it started with an argument with her husband over her ongoing affair. At that point, he had already known. He had
Okay.
discovered the truth of what was going on a few weeks earlier, at least
Mm-hmm.
2 or 3. And he found out after she had gone to her high school reunion in Pennsylvania with Vernon instead of Dennis. And
Oh.
everybody, like, it's a small town, so people were like, how come you're here with the other guy? Like, not your husband. And people apparently gave her
Wow.
shit for it at the reunion, and then word kind of got back to Dennis that she had gone to the reunion with Vernon, and then he like confronted
Wow.
her about it after talking to some more people that were like, yeah, they were like dancing, they were kissing, everything in
I
front of
mean,
everybody.
yeah. It's like the serial killers that you're like, did they just want to get caught? They keep telling
Yeah.
police everything.
That's
You're like,
why it's
okay.
like, yeah, she kind of was wanting it and maybe orchestrated it a little bit. Because, I mean,
Yeah.
he's picking her up in front of the house. And your husband knows you're going with him away for the weekend for his birthday.
I'll just
Like,
never get it.
yeah.
Like that part of it. It's like, even if you slip and cheat or whatever, and now you're like doing it so long and stuff, and you're just so unhappy, like, just why not divorce? Or
I
the
know,
person
right?
kills their spouse, like, just why does it have to come to
Yeah.
such extremes? Crazy.
So after the confrontation that they had like a few weeks before, after he found out, they had actually agreed to keep living together for the sake of their two grandchildren, who were age
The
4 and 10.
grandchildren?
Yeah, the grandchildren.
Are they living
Um,
with the grandchildren?
it sounds
What?
like there's not a lot of information, but it said they wanted to
Oh,
stay together for their two grandchildren, ages 4 and 10, who were adopted
holy.
by the couple. So I don't know what's going on with like the kids involved, but um
Oh, it's the classic stay together for the kids, but instead it's the kids' kids. Or
yeah, but they're
whatever.
4 and 10. You're gonna stay
Yeah, that's
together for
weird.
them. You're gonna be staying together for the rest of your lives because four
Yeah,
and
you
10 is
you
too
might
young.
die first.
Yeah, 4 and 10 is a little young to be like toughing it out. We're gonna stay together until they're done high school. Yeah,
Never, and
like
don't.
in 16 years. God.
There's a reason why Blink-182 has a really sad song called Stay Together for the Kids, because never stay together for the kids, because the kids know what's happening and the kids are very sensitive.
Yeah.
They
Yes.
know
Oh my
when shit
God.
ain't right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ugh.
So on the day of the shooting, the couple had argued earlier, and when Vernon came to pick up Jacqueline, Dennis walked her to the car before he ended up pulling out a gun. It seems like Jacqueline was like inside the vehicle already or was getting in the vehicle.
Okay.
So he ends up shooting Jacqueline point blank in the back of the head and then again in the arm. He then turns the gun on Vernon and shoots him twice. Oh, he shot him twice too. Sorry. I think they were both maybe in the
Okay.
stomach then. At that point, I
Wow.
guess the next door neighbor ends up like running out and trying to intervene and demands the gun from Dennis and reminded Dennis of his grandchildren. Like, you don't want to do this, you're looking after them. Like,
Oh.
and I guess the neighbors actually ended up also providing a surveillance video of the shooting. I don't know if they had like
Oh.
cameras set up or what, but
Maybe on the, yeah, Ring doorbell camera or something, yeah.
yeah. And obviously, like, there's no question about it. And at the scene, Dennis admitted to the shooting both the victims with the intent of killing them both. Like, he wanted to kill them.
Wow.
Um,
Okay. At least he
so
did, I guess. You know?
yeah. Jacqueline's wife was called Jacqueline's wife. Jacqueline was called to
Uh,
testify. And she
right.
recounted
The
the day of the
wife.
shoot.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, the wife.
Yeah.
She recounted the day of the shooting, started with an argument over the affair. Oh, I already said that part. That's confusing. Yeah.
Yeah, no, but that makes sense. Now she's
Yeah.
telling her
Yeah,
version.
she's like telling it in court. Um uh oh, this is what she had to say, I think, during the trial. At the time, Jacqueline claimed that Vernon was just her driver and insisted that, quote, no hanky panky was involved to a disapproving former classmate. When Dennis grew suspicious and began making calls to find out if his wife was with another man at the reunion, former classmates shared the details and vented their negative opinion of Jacqueline to Dennis and confirmed
Oh.
his suspicions, according to a witness. And when Jacqueline returned home, she testified that she and Dennis had argued but had agreed to continue living together. At first, Dennis seemed to be able to handle the situation, Jacqueline testified. But like,
Okay. She sounds so remorseful.
yeah,
Like,
right? Like you're still having an affair though. So
right? Doesn't sound like she's made
maybe
any
you guys need to
apologies or
talk
effort to
more.
stop. Yeah.
Like um also at trial, what was played was a video of Dennis sitting in the back of the county sheriff deputy's patrol car. This video was shortly after the shooting and it was played during the hearing. It said in the roughly 30-minute recording, Gibson appeared to be without remorse, alternatively screaming obscenities out the window of the patrol car, and calling Vernon, quote, a slimy snake in the grass, while also yelling to his grandchildren that he loved them.
Okay.
All over the place. Yeah.
Fuck you, you snake. I love you, Jenny.
Yeah.
The snake thing reminds me of, like, I don't know, there was
There's
the
a
first
snake in my boot. No.
No, but like that first pivotal season of Survivor or whatever, and everybody hated that one guy, and they're like, "You're a snake. If you were like dying on the one," there was like a speech the one person gave or whatever. If you were like dying on the side of the road, I wouldn't piss on you to put out the fire. Like there was just like this
Oh,
whole
shit.
dramatic, like, "You're a snake."
I
Yes.
don't think I saw the first season
Richard
of Survivor.
guy. It was
Oh,
a
damn.
long time ago now. Holy shit, they're on like, I
Yeah.
don't know, Hell's Kitchen is on season like fucking 20 something, I think. I was like, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I used to watch Survivor with my parents. We liked that, but
It had its moments.
yeah, we
It's
also
had
used
its
to watch
time.
Big Brother. Like long since past. I can't believe we ever
Yeah.
watched Big Brother. Ugh.
No, they've never, those certain types have never been exactly my favorite ones. If there's not a lot
Yeah.
of competition other than people voting each other out and just kind of staying there, it
Yeah.
can be a little boring, but I don't know. I like the race.
Yeah, my parents still watch The Amazing Race.
Never go out of style. And sometimes they have people from Big Brother on there, and sometimes they're assholes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It happens. People make the reality TV circuit. You see them like
Right.
win one show and suddenly they're on a bunch, little cameos on a bunch of things for a while.
That always pissed Pat off because he'd be like, "You had your chance. Go back to Big Brother. You can't win this."
Damn.
Oh, he's so funny. I know.
So more from the trial. Yeah. This was Chief Domestic Violence Prosecutor Chad Bridges. This is what he said
Oh.
during his closing statement. It was not the defendant's life to take. Engaging in an extramarital affair is not justification for the defendant taking the law into his own hands and shooting his victims. The remedy for infidelity is divorce, not death. The defendant made a choice and must suffer the consequences of his actions.
Yeah, plus,
So,
like, you can't even say that it was in the heat of the moment of him finding out for the first time.
yeah,
You
true.
don't even have the passion thing going for it.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if that's the one was with the OJ case, but remember he definitely caught them in bed together or something.
Moment.
No, we were just watching Supernatural, which that now
Okay.
makes me think of Supernatural because that one episode
Yeah.
where Sam wakes up to it every morning. For anyone that doesn't know, it's
Yeah.
his Groundhog Day. Yeah.
Yeah.
Song.
Is that the is that
Mystery
changing
Spot?
channels? Mystery Spot. Yeah,
Mystery
that's
Spot. Yeah.
yeah. Okay. I just have a little bit more. So
Okay.
Dennis was sentenced to 16 years in prison for killing Vernon and
Ooh,
also
okay.
received a sentence of additional 10 years for shooting Jacqueline, his wife.
Yeah, that should count as an attempted murder.
Yeah. I think it was like
Yeah.
aggravated assault or something.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
He shot her in the head.
Yeah, right? Fuck.
Oh my. Yeah.
So,
Okay.
after the ruling was announced, Jacqueline took the stand and testified how the shooting had caused her physical and emotional suffering. And she also testified how the shooting had left her with PTSD.
Holy shit, yes.
Yeah, I would. She said, quote, I have many bad memories and scars that will last forever, but you didn't kill me. You didn't break my spirit. You didn't take my will to live. And she also said, the past does not define my future, and I want you to spend the rest of your life in prison.
Damn, girl.
Yeah.
Good for her.
Yeah, it's like crazy. So the last thing I have is that 82-year-old Dennis Gibson must serve half of his sentence before he can be considered for parole, which will happen when he is at least 90 years old. So it's like,
Okay, so
shit,
he's
man.
there for probable actual life then.
Yeah, like as far as I could there was one thing that came up of, you know, when you type somebody's name and then it comes up like find a grave. Well, there was like one find a grave thing, but it wasn't,
Oh,
as far as I could tell, it wasn't him.
yeah, similar or same name or whatever.
So yeah, I don't think he's passed away yet, so he must still be in prison.
Because he wasn't
He'd be
sentenced
what, like,
until 2019, right?
well, the sentencing was in 2020.
Or 2020, yeah.
So yeah,
It's 4 years ago now.
I don't know if he'd be at least 85 now.
Holy fuck.
Fuck. There is one picture. I couldn't find a picture of Jacqueline at all. I think I saw one picture of Vernon. There's always the same picture of Dennis, though. He just picture an old man and that's him. He looks very cliche old man.
Oh, okay. I forgot about pictures.
Yeah.
Yes. There's pictures of my people.
But he looks
fine.
very much his age. He does not look like a spry,
Spring chicken.
No, he's not one of the 80-year-olds doing any marathons.
Oh, and you know what? They magically all look more feeble the minute they get arrested and then have to go to court, and then all of a sudden Harvey
Yeah.
Weinstein's coming in a wheelchair and they're all frail, and you're like, what the fuck happened to you? Like,
It's been
oh
3
no.
months. Yeah.
Yeah, people stopped supporting me and I just caved in on myself because I'm a man with a man cold. No. That was mean. That was uncalled for.
Yeah, but this one stuck out to me because the age of the victims. I was like, wow, like,
right?
it's like
Everything's older in Texas. No. These freaking gunslingers are older. Like, God,
yeah.
just everybody just carry a gun there. Come on. No, I know they don't.
But I really
But,
like one of the headlines.
yeah.
What did it say? 82-year-old man sentenced to prison for murdering wife's lover. And that kind of headline, just, you have to click on that shit. Like, 82-year-old man sentenced to prison for murdering his wife's lover. You're like,
they
click.
sacrifice the catchiness of the title to put all the salacious info right in there.
Yeah,
and then I'm like,
it's true.
wow. You'll see if you look at the sources once I send you for mine, some of them are like super long.
Yeah.
Blah 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 blah. This person did like cut off a word at the end. I'm like, you couldn't even get it all into the link, the URL.
Yeah.
Your title was that fucking long. Oh man.
Yeah.
That was great. That was crazy. And like strong also connection. Like you have that strong female in yours. And I'm like, ooh, maybe we'll see some of that.
Yeah. I mean, if you want to cheat, but I feel like don't. Yeah. I don't know. They could have had a better conversation about, yeah, sure, maybe we'll stick it out, but it doesn't mean like you have to pretend to stay married. Like,
nobody
especially
handled any of that very well.
No, especially when the kids are that young. Like,
yeah,
it's gonna be a long time. Like,
and people use that almost as an excuse.
Always
to cover up some. Well, I wouldn't possibly want my kids to find out about this, so I'll just do something even worse, or like, you know what I mean?
So I'll just murder somebody instead and end up in prison, and then my kids will end up in foster care, probably.
Right, but on the off chance that we get away with all of it, that'll be better for them. You're like, okay.
Yeah, fuck.
Yeah.
But,
all right, well, we'll be back for more Tainted Love. Well, all our longtime listeners will definitely know that recording a podcast is not always easy.
No.
Nope. So, you better believe, like, when we find something we like, that we're gonna probably stick to it and not look for anything else. So yeah, that's one of the reasons why I love Zencaster. Uh, when we tried it, we were like, okay, finally, I wanted to have the video, and it's what, up to 4K video, which is
Yeah,
pretty effing cool. I can see every pore on Kelsey. No, I'm just kidding.
I hope not.
But it's a great video and like just really easy on this one. So like once we stopped recording on our phones, I was like, yeah, this is the one for us. So even though sometimes our computers fuck up, it always comes through for us in the end because we've never lost like a recording, knock on wood, and every time we've had to use it, it's just been really great and really easy, and everything's just recorded when we wanted it to, which is, it's a lot to ask for when you podcast as much as we do.
Yeah. It's nice that each of us has our own separate audio recording that you can download and edit. So it makes when one of us is
Not us.
doing something or has something, it's easy. You can edit that out even with the other person was talking because you have two separate tracks that you can edit. Yeah, it's one of the reasons we love Zencaster. Definitely, it makes it a lot easier. And the audio quality is also a lot better than any of the other programs we tried using in the past.
Yes, it is the best. So go to zencaster.com/pricing and use my code cryptic, and you'll get 30% off your first month of any Zencaster paid plan.
We want you to have the same easy experience as we do for all our podcasting and content needs. It's time to share your story.
Keep it cryptic. All right, welcome back. Now that we've been allowed back into the green room by our obliging podcasting host.
Yeah.
Oh, it's fine. We're fine. Don't get us started on podcast hosts, and they're always threatening to change things on us, apparently. And then we're like, no,
Right?
we love using you for free. Don't make us stop.
Yeah.
My story involves, if you can believe it, two very educated university professors at Mount Holyoke College. And
Okay.
not a single dickish man really plays into the story. Can you believe it?
Wow, how refreshing.
In a way. So progressive. Oh
This
god.
this murder true crime case is so progressive.
Yeah. Well, actually, okay, so that's a good segue into I happened to find it when listening to one of our lovely Darkcast Network shows. So very special shout out to
Ooh,
uh Beyond the Rainbow podcast and host CJ who covered it. Um
nice.
yeah, it's like her episodes are a little bit shorter than ours, so I was like, oh, okay, that was like a not like, you know what I mean? Like it was in like a half an hour or so kind of thing.
Yeah.
And I was like, I've never heard of this one. Like that's kind of intriguing and like let me look into it. I want to cover that too, kind of thing. So I was just like really glad she brought it to my attention. Hers is called Beyond the Rainbow because she tends to cover crimes of the LGBTQ. So spoiler
Okay.
alert,
Yeah.
I guess.
Well, you said it didn't involve a dickish man, so
Someone's got to be a dick.
yeah, I had a feeling maybe.
Yeah. Yes, so the main people involved are the two women. The one is named Ri Hachi Yani- Yanigi. I don't know if I spelled it right there. I thought it was like Yanagi. I usually just call her Ri-H or Ri because hello, long
Okay,
Japanese last name. But
that's fair.
yeah. And the other lady is Laurette Savoy. So,
Okay.
yes. Here we go. Laurette was born in Berkeley, California. I put that one, the one that's hard to spell, because didn't somebody spell that wrong in a true crime case we talked about in like a killer's note, or was that something else I read and listened to? Berkeley,
Uh,
because the town name
I
it has like two e's at the end, right? It's like Berkeley.
I don't
Uh,
remember.
oh, I thought it was maybe one you covered, but maybe not. But then again, we've covered a lot, so maybe.
Yeah, I can't
I just
remember if it was.
I thought they were like, oh, that person like misspelled it the same, and they like matched the misspelling or something. But I that's all I can remember, so I'm
I
sorry.
don't.
That's on me. Um, she was born to a Willard W, who was an author, and Vivian, who was a nurse.
Those
Um,
are two hoity-toity names, Vivian and Willard.
Willard, yeah, that's true.
Fuck.
Oh,
He's got
they
a tweed jacket with like the little elbow things.
maybe I'm biased, but I like a good V name for a woman.
Yeah, I like the name Vivian. But
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Willard, and her name being Laurette. Everything really
yeah,
wanted to correct it to Laurent. Yep,
Laurent.
Laurent, because that's how it's basically Laurent without
Laurent.
the N is how it's spelled. It's like Laurette.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty, but yeah, you might expect there to be like another T and an E at the end or something.
Yeah,
Seems almost French.
like Paulette or something.
Yes, like Paulette, exactly. Okay. Laurette went to Princeton University and she was smart. She graduated
Yeah, shit.
cum laude, I think is how you say it.
I
It's
think
like
so.
it's like the other one is like the magna cum laude, meaning great praise, typically awarded to graduates in the top 5, 10%, or 15% of their classes, depending on the institution, at least according to Wikipedia. Um, and at some universities, like when you Google it, the one that comes up first was University of Connecticut, which said cum laude was at least a 3.0 total GPA or grade point average and a class rank in the 75th percentile or above in the student's school or college.
The cottage.
In the cottage core industry. So yeah, like she's smart. They're both very intelligent women. Um, Laurette Savoy also had 2 more degrees. She had a Bachelor of Arts
Damn.
from Princeton, yeah, that she
Fuck.
completed in 1981. Then she went on to get a Master of Science degree at the University of California. I'm sorry, 2 more degrees. So the Bachelor of Arts from Princeton that we mentioned, she got in 81. Then she went on to get a Master's of Science degree at the University of California, Santa Cruz in 83, and then a PhD from Syracuse University in 1990.
Damn. She has too much time on her hands.
Also, did you know what the PhD stands for? Because I had to keep looking up, like, is an MS degree a Master's of Science and all this bullshit? It's short for Doctor of Philosophy, actually.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Philosophy doc. So it's an academic or professional degree that in most countries qualifies the degree holder to teach their chosen subject at university level or to work in a specialized position in their chosen field.
Okay.
Yeah, so she was smart. She was a professor of geology at when she went on to Mount Holyoke College. As we mentioned, they both worked at. She was a professor of geology and environmental studies there, and on and on. They both had a little bit of resumes, so like they were colleagues that were friendly but not super close, from what I could gather. They were both employed at the college in the arts department or side of things. Ree was born in Japan. She had a background in the arts and as an actress and apparently performing artist as well.
Oh,
Um,
cool.
yeah, it's weird. It's not reading like most true crime things where you're like, they're both
No.
educated.
This is like a Lifetime movie in the making. And then they fall in love and
Right.
open a bed and breakfast together.
But also take this, especially her background, with a grain of salt because it was hard to find stuff. I would open up one article and it was like, I want to say Town and Country magazine, especially because I want to call them out, and they were like, subscribe, and I was like, are you fucking shitting
Oh, I
me?
hate that. You're like partway through scrolling and then suddenly it's like, read the rest. And you're like,
It's got some good details in the blurb that gets you to click on it.
yeah.
You fuckers. So anyway, I had to find a lot of her information off one. I don't know. I don't know if it's dubious source. It was like some
Yeah.
blog spot, or you know what I mean, like, written by one
Oh,
person. So who's to say?
yeah.
Um, but she apparently started acting at 6 in a movie called Sadako. It's almost like Sudoku.
Yeah.
In 1976, she later started a theater company called Pompadour
Oh,
that was known
wow.
apparently for its political and quote unquote provocative work. Um,
Like SNL. The SNL of
she
Japanese
sounds
TV.
more like the kind of one that's going to do a weird performance piece in the museum where she like sits there. What's the one they
Oh,
go
yeah.
in Sex in the City? They go to watch the one girl to see if she's still sitting there, not doing anything at like 3 o'clock in the morning as part of her like performance piece. But anyway, there's been
No.
some weird ones over the times.
I never watched Sex in the City.
Oh, okay. Well, there's also one I heard about where like it's creepy. The girl kind of like was like set up a art exhibit, but it was just her and like a table full of instruments, and was like, you could do anything you want to my body, even if it includes picking up those things over there and using them as weapons, which was pretty crazy. Like,
Shit.
right? Like, this is the kind of art that's like fucking kind of weird, you know?
Yeah.
So for example, in 1994, she debuted a body art exhibit, whatever, called Sex and War, which was met with some critiques of controversy, of it being controversial.
Ooh.
No telling what that entailed. And she got a MacArthur Fellowship in 92 and a Guggenheim Fellowship in 2009, and has had art on display at the Guggenheim Museum in New York.
Huh.
And then it said something like, Rie Hachiyanagi is married to the artist and performance artist Takaki Hiraga. They have 2 children. And then it, without having any space or anything, like it was another heading, said Rie Hachiyanagi Art Projects. And for a minute, I thought her children's names were like a junior version of her name and then Art Projects.
Oh, shit.
If that
I
makes any
mean,
sense in your brain. It was the way it
yeah.
was written, just like next sentence.
Weird. Yeah.
I was like, what?
Like apple blanket.
Yes! Gwyneth Paltrow's kid or whatever, right?
Mhm.
Ugh, too funny. Um, I was listening to an episode of The Constant the other day, and there was a ship captain where he said, literally his name was, wait for it, Preserved Fish. He's like, that's right, Preserved Fish. And I was like, okay, well, that's odd.
Damn.
Old-timey names.
Yeah.
That's
It's
weird, right?
yeah, that's real weird.
Uh, Sorry, I think I'm doing the thing where I'm like, mine sucks. So here I am rambling again. So, okay, just to end off with her backstory, Ree had a bunch of art projects and solo albums, I guess. And then eventually began teaching at Mount Holyoke in 2004 in both the art history, and Asian studies departments.
That's cool.
So, and now that's where they meet. So Ree goes to see Lorette one night, apparently after a tough breakup, saying she really needed to talk and have someone to, shoulder to lean on, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And this was in December. It was actually December 23rd of 2019.
Oh shit! Like just
yeah.
before COVID.
I know, when you said
And just
yours,
before Christmas.
yes. Isn't that like a time when people are more susceptible to crimes and like, I don't know, heart
I think
attacks
so.
and stuff like that? Because
It's high stress, like the money,
Yeah.
and then a lot of people don't get along with their families, so
Or you're
like
lonely, like you don't
yeah.
have much family around. Hmm.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think it's a hard time of year for a lot of people.
Yeah. Yeah, when you said your thing got delayed till 2019, I was like, yeah, and then COVID.
Yeah.
Sorry. So after Lorette opened the door and let her in, Ree barely got in the home before she just unloaded and confessed that she'd been in love with Lorette for years. Bum, bum, bum.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, just out of the blue, right?
And who was going through the bad breakup?
The one that came over, Ree, her the Japanese girl.
Right.
Or that's what she told her anyway, to come over there. I don't know, because all I know is that it said she was married before and possibly had a kid named Art Project. I'm sorry. I can't contain myself today. Yeah, so Lorette was immediately confused, as there had been no outward signs of Ree's feelings towards her ever, other than like colleagues, I guess.
Yeah,
Whatever.
okay. No getting drunk at the
Teacher's
Christmas
lounge?
party. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think so, but I was watching a show the other day, and then the former high school friends just randomly started making out after a party, and I was like, whoa, surprise lesbians. Okay.
Did you ever hear that one? I think it was a movie theater or whatever. They were watching Carol, and then it became the whole
Carol.
meme about like they're lesbians, Harold. Do you remember that?
No, I don't think so.
Oh, it's because
Unfortunately.
these people were sitting behind this older couple, husband and wife, that were watching Carol, and like the husband didn't know what was going on, and then the wife was trying to explain it to him, and they're fairly old, and so he's like, yeah, I was sitting in the movie theater trying to watch Carol, and this older woman's trying to explain to her husband, finally just goes, they're fucking lesbians, Harold. Because
I
he's
don't
just
even know what
not
Carol
getting
is,
it.
but I'm with him.
Oh.
What? I'm Harold.
It's like
They
Kate
lesbian?
Blanchett and Rooney Mara, I
Oh.
think.
Oh.
Yeah,
Well,
that one a
probably a
few
few
years
years
ago.
back then. Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Oh, Kate
it's just
Blanchett, she's
funny. And
amazing and everything.
yeah, I think it was the two of them. I
Okay.
think so. Yeah,
They're
that's
lesbians,
always what
Harold.
I think. Harold, they're lesbians. She just wasn't getting it, and so she ends up just screaming it in the movie theater, and then it became kind of like an online meme about like when you're saying something and somebody's just not getting it. You're like,
Yes.
lesbians. Anyway, so when you're like, just
Surprise.
accidental lesbians, surprise lesbians, it just goes, they're lesbians.
Oh my god. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, no, this just got crazy. Okay, so Ree became irate at this point, just spiraling out of control, I would say. Totally
Oh
blaming
shit.
Lorette for her unrequited love and pain. Yeah.
What? Oh, don't do that.
Mm-hmm. There is no like details on the conversation or any of kind of how it went down exactly, other than like she confessed her love with it for her and was like, I don't know, you should have known kind of thing. I don't know. You're like, what?
Oh.
And then just everything else is all the graphic details. So we'll say trigger warning.
Oh
She then
shit.
attacked and tortured Lorette with weapons that either she'd found there or brought with her, because they're like household
Holy
things like
shit.
garden shears. Yep. And a rock and a fireplace poker.
Well, maybe the
It's
fireplace
awful.
poker. She has like a fireplace in her office or something, but the gardening shears seems very random.
Yeah, they've got to be things that are just around Lorette's home, because she's come over to her house. Yeah, you can't just hide a
Oh,
fucking
her
fireplace
house.
poker. I
Oh,
believe it was her
okay. Sorry, I
actual
thought they
home.
were.
Yes.
Oh, okay, I thought it was like at her office at the school.
Oh, maybe I didn't even say. I probably just said her door. Sorry. Yeah, she went to her home. And she was like, "Ah, I need to like
Damn.
cry over this breakup," and then she like lets her in, and she just basically just goes crazy on
Oh,
her. Yeah.
fuck.
Yeah, I was having a hard time writing these ones. It was a lot. She would
Shit.
continue to attack Lorette for 4 long, very evil hours.
Wow.
Yeah. So somehow, though, Lorette had the courage and cleverness to convince Ree to stop, saying she was going to die of blood loss if she didn't.
Oh my
God. Yeah. She later would describe it for the court as, quote, literal torture of body and of mind, not knowing if I would survive the next minute, yet needing to find some way to save my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Frick.
Pretty crazy. There's so, like, such a presence of mind to be able to do that. I don't know.
Yeah, saying you're supposedly in love with this person and then just like snapping like that. Wow.
Right. Oh, exactly. This is very much not love at all.
No.
Um, yeah, she was very unhinged, which people use that in a funny way, but I don't know else how to describe it. She was apparently still telling her during the attack that she would be like Lorette was going to be disfigured and like ruined for life. Yeah, she's just
Oh,
basically
okay.
killing
Nobody else will
her.
want
Yeah,
you except me because I did
maybe.
this to you.
Oh
Fuck.
yeah, yeah. Like if I
Yeah.
can't have you, no one else will. Even though I never
Yeah.
tried. Like I don't even. Did she even
Yeah.
ask her if she was gay? Like I have no idea.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Um.
Wow.
Yeah, but somehow she successfully talked Ree into phoning 911 for an ambulance. Um.
Wow. That's crazy.
Right. I don't know how, but she obviously was able to reason with her somehow.
Yeah.
And then she told the 911 dispatcher that she had found her friend in a pool of blood with, like, quote unquote, signs of a struggle. Huh.
Fuck.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
So that's, the ambulance took Lorette away immediately for the multiple injuries, including broken bones.
Damn.
But she was obviously left with permanent injuries and obviously a shit ton of severe PTSD, is what I meant to say.
Yeah. Oh my
Yeah.
God.
Then Ree was arrested and placed on administrative leave from the school.
Fuck.
Thank God. So obviously got fired at some point after that. And
Good.
it gets murky because then like COVID happened, and then from what I can find, the case didn't go to court until October of 2021. So a
Okay.
couple year delay.
Yeah.
But kind of stands to reason, but sorry. She then pleaded guilty to 9 charges. One source said, quote, a slew of charges, including 3 counts of armed assault with intent to murder a person over 60, which I thought was awful specific. Like,
How old is she?
I
Like,
guess
how old
Lorette
are
was over
these two?
60 and Ree was like 48 at the time of the attack, from what I read.
For some reason in my head, Ree was like in her early 20s and Laura was like in her 30s this whole time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that's the other
Okay.
connection. The people in my case were a little bit older. Yeah. I didn't
Yeah,
think they
okay.
even meant like that was
No,
a
because I was like, oh,
connection
she just kept
too.
going back to university because she's so young and now she's a teacher at like 30. It's like, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, and I
Okay,
didn't
shit.
specify, and I had less of her backstory and education to go with. Yeah.
Yeah, I just thought she got married young and had a kid, and then was like, I
Well,
lied, I was a lesbian the whole time.
but also this is like kind of crazy young person behavior. Like you're like, is
Yes,
your
that's what I
frontal
was
lobe
thinking.
like fully
Where you're like
formed, or what is
obsessed with a
happening?
coworker, obsessed with a teacher.
Yeah. And then deal with it
Yeah.
in a
Okay.
very immature, for lack of a better word, way.
Yeah. Can't handle one person's rejection because you've never been rejected.
Right? And she
Yeah.
didn't even really reject her. It's just like, oh
Yeah.
my god. Um,
Wow.
yeah, the charges were also elsewhere described as 3 counts of assault and battery with a dangerous weapon on a person aged 60 or older, and single counts of mayhem, home invasion, and entering a dwelling at night for a felony, according to the district attorney's office.
Okay. I mean, sure, just charge her with anything you can.
Yeah. Yeah, just
Driving at
doesn't
night.
kill her.
Like
Yeah.
anything.
Talking too loud on her cell phone in a public place.
Having a
Straight to jail.
personalized license plate. Straight to jail.
Sometimes I get to talk to the people that have the personalized license plates, and then I kind of want to be like, why?
Explain the
Can't.
joke to me. I don't get it.
Yeah. I saw one the other day, and it was hard to read at first because it doesn't always show where the space is supposed to be on the plate, but it was type
Oh, okay.
and then A, but A, instead of being the letter A, was A like EH, like the Canadian A.
Oh, I
I
like
was
it.
like, type A. It's pretty cute.
Nice.
All right, so Judge Francis Flannery said it was the most horrific set of facts I've heard, and praised the boy's bravery and intelligence in de-escalating the situation and saving herself, essentially.
Yeah. I would have been like, I'll marry you. I don't know. Fuck.
Right? Well, because that's part of the, like, there's fight, flight, but there's fight, flight, fawn, and freeze. So fawn is like trying to commiserate with your captor, I believe. Yeah. It's a
Okay.
strategy. Yeah. Hachi Yanagi was sentenced to 10 to 12 years in prison for the attack. It's not too bad.
Should be longer.
It's almost like a murder. It certainly could have been.
Yeah.
Yeah. But this, I was gonna say, oh yeah, this is the States, I guess. Yeah.
And it wasn't like she just like stabbed her and walked away. Like you said
Yeah.
hours. So that's like a long time for somebody to be in a constant state of like adrenaline, or like a crime
Right.
of passion doesn't last that long. Like
Yeah,
it's
you could argue you had to go and get multiple weapons, and
yeah.
you were thinking about it. I can't
Damn.
remember what they said her defense attorney tried to
Fuck.
argue, but I was like, good luck. Like, I don't know.
She was blinded by love.
Yeah, it was not great. It was like, well, she tried to stop herself a bit. Something. I was
Yeah.
like, what? Okay. Yeah, the judge said, Professor Savoy is certainly a victim of a horrific crime, but that's not what I'm going to remember. I'm going to remember that she had the presence of mind and the courage to convince her attacker not to kill her, he said. As her
Yeah.
body was failing her, she used her mind to save herself. That's remarkable.
Yeah.
Yeah, he said it really well. And then she had something to say as well. Lorette said, she betrayed my trust, invaded my home, and tried to kill me with premeditated violence. The cruelty she wielded with weapons and expressed in words was extreme. And she also said the emotional, physical, Financial and professional impacts of this crime have been huge, and they continue. Now the defendant's violation of me is becoming part of a public persona that I did not choose. She has invaded my privacy, my career, my life.
Yeah. That's
Which makes me feel
crazy.
kind of like bad for even covering it, because it's like the public persona that you don't even choose when these things happen, you know?
Yeah. Like, I
Um,
can't imagine
yeah.
working in a thing like that where, like, I guess at my last job, like with you, it would have been like, yeah, we're like friends, you come over, whatever. At my work
Right.
now, like you don't really get out together outside of work like much. I guess in more of a retail
Yeah.
job. But
Less
when you
time
work
for
in an
camaraderie sometimes when you're
yeah, but when you
constantly.
work in an
Yeah.
office or like build like kind of a relationship with somebody, and then I can't
Yeah.
imagine
Yeah.
having that person like over to your house one evening because they're going through a breakup and suddenly they're confessing their love to you, and because you reject them, they're trying to murder you.
Yeah.
Just like how quickly and like out of nowhere that would
Yeah.
feel.
You're like, I've
Like,
seen you every day.
like it
Like
would
it's
be
like the neighbor
insane.
thing. You seemed like a nice
Yeah.
person. You seemed normal. Like,
Yeah, like that would be insane to me.
it's so violating. Yeah, I was like, wow, this is a crazy case. I kind of was like,
Yeah.
I didn't even go looking for any other cases for this episode once I heard it. I was like,
Yeah,
I
wow.
think this needs to be told. I don't know. I haven't heard it anywhere else, but yeah. It was cool. I was able to find a little bit more when I googled like Lorette and her early life. Her own website came up. Um,
Okay.
so
Nice.
yeah, I kind of wanted to highlight a little bit. It sounded cool. She's written some books, and I love my books, and I nerded out a little bit. On her homepage or whatever, it's like Lorette Savoy's, and it's like lorettesavoy.com or whatever. It's like so easy to find. Um,
Nice.
but yeah, it's like Lorette Savoy's life and work draw from her need to put the eroded world into language, to remember fragmented pasts into present. Um, so she seems to have a few books that deal with these same sort of uh, issues or whatever. Like her latest book was called Trace, Memory, History, Race, and the American Landscape. I was like, okay, that sounds like something I
Oh.
could read. And then she just had a couple cool quotes that kept floating by on her on her webpage. Like, I like this one that said, "Finding home among the ruins and shards that surround us all." I was like, oh, that's so poetic.
Yeah, that's cool.
um, and the other one that I liked was, "Sand and stone are Earth's fragmented memory. Each of us, too, are a landscape inscribed by memory and loss." I was like, oh, damn, that's good.
Nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And then some that was kind of like, who are we in the American landscape or something? And I was like, but I'm not American, so can't relate to
Who
that
are
one as
we in the
well.
American landscape? Canadian.
Yeah, exactly. But yes, her book Trace did win the American Book Award. And her works include The Colors of Nature, Culture, Identity, and the Natural World, Bedrock, Writers on the Wonders of Geology, and Living with the Changing California Coast. So I guess it's a safe bet to say that she thinks that geology rocks.
But
I stole that from Ross on Friends, who I know is not your favorite, but I love
no.
that line. I laughed to myself when I wrote it, and Pat looked over at me and I was like, oh my God. I just wrote, I'm such a dad joke.
Yeah.
Writer. That's okay. I get it from my dad. No, he does tell dad jokes. Also, so does
Yeah.
that hockey guy. The hockey guy that tells the worst dad jokes before every Oilers game. He's the same name as my dad because he's a Eugene too. He's Gene Principe. I was like, maybe just
Oh,
all Genes are really good at dad jokes.
it comes from
And
their genes?
it
It's
comes
in
from
their
their
genes.
genes.
It's in
Now I got to pass it on to me. Oh my
their
God.
genes.
You're killing me.
It's in Eugene's genes. It's
I'm
in
sorry.
Eugene's genes.
Sometimes it doesn't take much. And I'm just laughing at everything that's so stupid. Hey,
Isn't
it's
it?
rough when you have to write about a bunch of fucking murder. I think then you have to laugh at
Yeah.
anything you can latch onto.
Yeah. Damn.
Yeah, I was writing these ones and I was like, oh, I'm feeling like emotional. I was like, oh, maybe my period's coming on. That's when I can cry about things I read. Usually it just takes more than that to make me
Yeah.
teary-eyed.
Sometimes reading what is it? Like quotes from family members, and then in true crime
Oh,
documentaries
yeah.
when people are on the news and are like asking for somebody to come home,
Oh my
if they're like
God.
missing, that gets me
The
a lot.
tearful pleas from the parents. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Those are rough. Yeah,
Yep.
those are pretty bad.
Mhm.
But yeah, then sometimes I can just be like watching forensic files and whatever. I'm like, oh yeah, that person did it, whatever.
Yeah, those ones don't normally get set up. I feel like to be
Yeah,
super emotionally impactful.
that's
Uh
true. There's not as
yeah, but
much like
some
talking to the family and
yeah, some
it's like the
Netflix
facts.
documentaries I'm like, "Oh, my chest
Mhm.
hurts, my heart hurts.
My heart. Exactly.
My heart
I
right
was
in the
also,
feels." No.
yeah, oh yeah, I was listening to someone talk about the dogs that were on the Titanic, and I was like, oh God, now here we go, animals,
Don't
of
think.
course.
Yeah. Don't think
Oh,
about them.
nope. Nope. Don't think about the woman that was found frozen around her Great Dane in the water because she wouldn't go without him. Don't think about it. Don't do it. It's not good. Okay. I'm sorry. I had
Yeah.
to share that with you.
There was
So
probably
you don't
cats
feel the
too,
pain.
because they're on a lot of
Was
ships to kill the mice on ships, because the mice go there
Oh
because they smell the
yes.
food, like the food stores and everything. So they normally have
There
ship cats to like kill the mice.
I think there was an unsinkable cat now that you mention it.
Yeah.
Like the lady that you talked about, but it was a cat that was on
Yeah,
multiple shipwrecks.
probably.
Future topic idea. Okay.
Unsinkable cats.
Instead of the unsinkable Molly Brown or whatever her name is. Oh God. Don't fuck with cats. Don't do
No,
it.
that one made me sad.
That is a really sad one. And that fucking
Uh,
loser was from Canada. And they figured that out from
yeah.
like looking at his cigarette packages and crazy shit like that. That's a crazy documentary. But don't kill
Yeah,
cats on the internet, man. They'll
I could
find
have
you.
done without them showing as much as they did of the videos.
Oh,
'Cause I
oh yeah, they did show.
They showed too much in my opinion. That was
Yeah.
yeah.
That's
Some of that
that's
should have been blurred out or only shown like pictures, like still images of it. They didn't need to show like clips of the videos like they
yeah.
did.
That's true. That's true. And you feel bad because it was obviously traumatizing for the people that originally came across it, so much so that they had
Yeah,
to go
because
and
like
do
I'm trying to
something
watch the
about it.
documentary because I'm interested in it, and like I'm getting upset over all the animal video.
Right?
Like I feel like I googled like animal cruelty and like intentionally sought it out because
Yeah.
I'm just trying to watch a documentary about it. I was
Right.
like, oh
A- Animals and kids, man. It's the kind of things
yeah,
that you're like the most vulnerable that you just can't get behind people
yeah,
fucking with.
yeah.
But that makes sense. Well,
Mm.
go subscribe to our TikTok
Yeah, do it, do it,
where
do it, do it.
I reposted the. I guess you can repost. So I did that to my personal TikTok account because for some strange reason I have like 30 followers on there, even though I only posted like one stupid video about my dog like humping a pillow. So I don't know. I was like trying to figure out how on TikTok you do the thing where like you can do the duet thing where if you ever
Mm,
seen the videos where like Gordon Ramsay is side by side to someone else cooking something terrible and he's reacting to it, like that's a TikTok like
yeah.
duet or stitch or whatever the fuck they call it. But it wouldn't let me do that for a video over like a minute or something. So I was like, wait, I can repost it to my account where randomly I have 30 followers, and that's more than our fucking podcast has. And I literally post nothing on my account. So like, why are you guys following me on here?
Yeah.
But if you've come to join the podcast after following me on there, then I love you.
Yes.
Welcome to the cult. Yeah, but I guess we'll see them next week. Look at us. We're like under 2 hours, possibly. Oh yeah, yours was only like
Oh yeah, mine
45
was.
minutes.
Yeah, this will be our shortest episode. I think we had at least a few minutes we need to cut out at the beginning of mine. So I don't know,
Yeah,
guys.
we
This might be
blather. I
under an hour and a
blather.
half. When was the last time that
It's
happened?
bad.
Year. At least a year, probably.
I don't know, but maybe that has something to do with our plays and our algorithm and stuff, because people do have a hard time focusing on things that are like 2 hours. That's for
Yeah.
sure. Yeah. But anyway, it was I thought it was a good episode. I really liked your case. And then next week
Yeah, it
we
was
just
really
picked,
interesting.
yeah. We just picked our latest theme. We're gonna do
Yeah.
some more haunted shit. So that is always fucking fun for haunted places.
Yeah.
And yeah. I love it. We hope you guys do too. And then go check us out on Patreon, where we put out our January one, which was, I think we might have mentioned it, but
I think so.
if not, that bonus episode is out. We talked about Saltburn, a bunch of other things, and then our February one will be coming soon. And oh yeah, and then our last one, the fan picker one from Pat, I don't think he's listened to yet, but Daniel
better
did.
get on that. Yeah. What did he say?
He laughed. He said, "Yeah, fuck you, Millie." And I was like, "Oh yeah, I did say that, didn't I? About my dad's old girlfriend that didn't want me to listen to Blink 182." I said to him,
Nice.
little did she know I was listening to my brother's rap CDs. And he was like,
Yeah.
laughing emoji. And my sister, because we had said something about submarines for some reason. I don't remember why.
Oh, yeah, that there's this running joke that West Edmonton Mall had more submarines than the Canadian Navy.
That's what it was,
Yeah.
right.
And then you said you wanted to confirm with your sister.
I think she said we had about 4, so not a lot compared to most navies. She said when she went to Pearl Harbor, she saw like at least 4 just there. So yeah, apparently ours is not a big submarine navy, but that kind of makes sense, I think.
Yeah.
But even like being on like having to be in the Navy and being on ships, sometimes they are like downstairs below decks for like 12 hours. So like you would feel like you were on a submarine anyway, you know what I mean? Oh, I couldn't do it. Crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll see you next week for haunted AF installment. And yeah. In the meantime, keep it cryptic.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Castles and Cryptids. We love all our listeners and appreciate every subscriber, every new review, every listen, rate, and download. Our music is by Kobe Off Air, and our cover art is by Antonio Garcia. We are also a proud member of Darkcast Network, where you can find the best and spookiest of all indie podcasts. Follow us on social media, where we are at Castles and Cryptids on mostly all of the things, now including TikTok. Check out our bonus content on Patreon. Cryptid clashes, video minisodes of your hosts making asses of themselves, Ask Me Anything, quizzes, other special episodes, and more. Starting at just $2 a month, you can get 1 to 2 extra episodes, depending on your level. We produce, edit, and research everything ourselves, and any support you can lend helps us to keep it cryptic.